So my first question is, clearly this isn't your first time playing in a role that's based off of a video game, but there's something new about this is that it's an original character. So my question is, how do you begin to get into a character that's not already established, but it's in a pre-established world? How do you do that?
Well, I mean, with Resident Evil, my character also was original. And I think that was what made it such a special movie because, as an audience member, you're seeing the world through my eyes, which are also new, rather than one of the established characters. But I think what makes this really special for me, Monster Hunter, is I play a female Army Ranger. And that's one of the most difficult things to do to get your Ranger tag for men, but especially for women. They've only opened the Ranger schools up like 6 years ago to women. So there's only a few hundred female Army Rangers in the world today. And they're extraordinary. I mean, the mental fortitude, the physical endurance and pain that they have to go through to pass their Ranger test is just unthinkable. It's so extreme. So for me, they're real life superheroes. And, so everything that I did in the movie was crazy and kick ass. But like to think that those women would really do that. I mean, yes, it's an action film, but I could imagine any of them doing that and so much more and totally defeating these monsters.
Exactly. I was drawn into how like strong your character was. And obviously this isn't the first strong character you've played, but it's definitely refreshing to see that on the big screen. So is that what drew you the most to this movie? Or was it just fantasy aspect of it?
I think it's a bit of both. I mean, I've always, I come from a kind of military heritage. My On my father's side, in
Oh,
former
okay.
Yugoslavia, we have a long line of soldiers and revolutionaries. On my mother's side, she grew up being an army brat. They moved around on that side of my family as well. They were very much in the military. So I always said if I wasn't an actress, I might have been a soldier. So for me to play a soldier was such an honor and such a privilege. And I trained really hard for this film, harder than I've ever trained for anything else because I felt like I needed to earn my right to play Captain Artemis.
You're alongside Tony Jaa, I believe is how you pronounce it, and he's like known for his impeccable martial arts. So how do you even begin to do an action sequence with somebody like that?
I mean, tell me about it. It was humbling. It was so humbling to be able to see this guy because I mean, listen, I work, I train, I do wire work, like I get the choreography, but like this guy is doing everything that I can do, but without wires. And just in his normal everyday life, like he'll be talking
Right.
to you and get excited and do a backflip. And that's just Tony. I mean, he like does parkour like in the morning on his way to work. I mean, he's just that kind of guy. He's a gymnast. All the kicks that he does, all of the crazy things. I mean, he did it all without wires, and it's just so exciting to watch him. I thought it was really cool too because we really got a chance in this movie to kind of show two really different fighting styles. And, Tony, who's got like the really flourishing kind of butterfly kicks and he's kind of like a bird that's flying here and flying there. And then I'm like US military and I'm just like pulling him down and putting him in a chokehold. And, you have these two really different styles kind of clashing in this really effective way, I think. So I think it worked really well.
I think so too. It's very beautiful to watch. Well, I'm afraid
And
that's
then I
all of
didn't
the
have to
time.
compete with him with butterfly kicks.
Yeah. Yeah, I got dizzy just watching it.
Competition. I was like, let's just make it really different styles.
Hmm. Well, I think that's all the time I have for you this evening. Sorry about that.
No, are you kidding? Well, thank you so much, Rihanna. You have a great night.
Thank you. Happy holidays.